I'm Randy Reed, editor of the Edison Report, and welcome to this version of LightFAST. I'm joined by Dwayne Hillman, the president of ACE LEDs, and we're here to talk about emergency lighting. Dwayne, welcome.
Hi, Randy. Thanks for having me on.
Dwayne, I want to ask you a little bit about value innovation. Can you elaborate on how value innovation shapes your company's overall strategy and culture?
After doing this a number of years, Randy, when we talk about value innovation and how it fits in our culture, we look at starting on the engineering side. So what we do, whether it's a new product or modifying an existing product that's already out there, the key here is how can we offer our luminaire customers key benefits at a fraction of the cost? Because nobody really wants to pay a lot for lighting, but they need the benefits to move forward and grow in the industry. So that's what we try to do, is look at that customer need and how can we improve that without charging them a lot of money.
Okay, how does the launch of Power Activate align with this value innovation?
Yeah, Power Activate is a perfect example of value innovation. So Power Activate is used, as you know, in our emergency drivers. What it does is it gives the customer a key benefit where in a standard emergency driver right now, which I have here in my hands, they have to go in and plug in the battery, and then they have to unplug the battery when it transports. So for an example, it goes to a lighting fixture company, they test it, they plug it in. They have to remember to unplug it. And if they don't unplug it, within 24 hours, the battery's dead. So Power Activate is set up so the emergency driver knows when the power comes in automatically, and then also can go into a sleep mode without ever having to do this connect. So you can get this technology from some of our competitors as well as some of our designs, but they're going to be in the self-test units. And these self-test emergency units cost $20 to $30 more than a standard unit. So again, back to value innovation, we've been able to put this technology in our standard unit for maybe a $3 to $5 adder versus a $20 to $30.
Okay, so that's the real hook.
That's
that does get into the value.
Yes.
What inspired the development of Power Activate?
Yeah, it's a good one. A customer. So I was out visiting a customer with one of our key distributor with me, he's the salesperson there. So we go in, we talk to the customer. They say, "Hey, Dwayne, we're getting these returns, these phone calls. You guys, we're sending them back to you. You're looking at them, and seems like all the time it's a dead battery, or the battery wasn't connected." And they said, how can we fix this without having to pay $30 more for your self-testing unit? I don't think our unit's 30, but anyway, a lot more money. And so we got back in the car and kind of going back and forth, and we just came up with, I said, let me look into this and see if we can get this technology in our standard unit. And that's how it came about.
Okay, so how does it actually work?
So how it works is we got a special microprocessor that we put in and developed software to put in that processor that again tells the emergency driver when power has been activated. So when I've got a unit here, I don't know if you can see it, but it's got the red light on. So normally the unit comes in and it's not hooked up. So it comes into the lighting fixture company, they're going to test it. Right. They plug it in, they see the lights there, they press the button, light comes on, then it's ready to go. Now it's back into sleep mode. Now they pack it in their fixture to send it to the job site. So when they do that, they got to unplug it, light comes on, they got to put it back into sleep mode. So all this is driven by software. And what it does, again, is it eliminates this battery connection.
What kind of applications would you use this for, or wouldn't you really use it just for every emergency application?
You can really use it for every emergency because there's always situations where people forget to plug the battery in or unplug it, and it's also just kind of a hassle doing that. But where we see the bigger applications are in, for instance, architectural linear fixtures or recess type fixtures. And the reason for that, a lot of those are harder to get to as far as where the emergency driver is located. So if it's harder to get to, sometimes then it never gets connected or disconnected, whether it's in the field or at the factory. So those applications is probably a little more prevalent for the need of Power Activate than maybe the standard, but you can really use it anywhere.
Okay, so ACE is empowering the full rail line of linear emergency LED drivers with Power Activate. Was it to solve a particular customer pain point?
Yeah, in a couple ways. One, this eliminate all, 99% of the calls that are being called into our fixture companies saying their emergency unit isn't working. So one, this eliminate that problem. And secondly, this make it easier for the installers so they don't have to get in and plug in batteries when they're at the job site in the field. So it really hits two pain points.
So how does Power Activate fit into the current trends in emergency lighting technology and the broader industry?
Yeah, I think as far as current trends go, I would say, number one, we're using software versus hardware to solve a problem. So we're just trying to be smarter in using software. And we're doing that at a fraction of the cost that normally when you add software, these types of components usually cost. So software versus hardware, and again, practical solutions to customer problems that they can use today. That's where Power Activate.
I agree. So you're leading the industry today in evolving with emergency lighting. How do you see the sector maybe in the next 5 years with regard to technology?
Yeah, so we see the sector growing in a couple different ways. So one, it can continued growth with emergency drivers. I think the other part of emergency power will be inverters used for higher wattages, and you can use more fixtures on an inverter than versus an emergency driver. But I think also it comes down to, smarter. We'll have smarter products. We'll have them in smaller form factors, so their cases are smaller, so you can put them in particular fixtures. And we can do that as battery technology continues to develop. We went from NiCad to lithium and different types of lithium, and then looking at mixed metals in the future. So as that technology develops, we can make them smaller, higher efficient. And again, that will move forward with the software design in the future.
Dwayne, where is the product manufactured?
So majority of the product is made in Taiwan right now, but we're also making units here in Texas for the BABA program. We do emergency drivers here for that as well as LED modules.
Okay, excellent. Okay, very good. Okay, well, Dwayne, thank you very much.
Randy, thank you. Always a pleasure.